Hey, it's your narrator here. Thank you so much for listening to our tale. Special thanks to our subscribers on Ko-Fi, Scav, Xbox Unofficial, Kane, Sky, Maelstrom Star, Flowerfield, and David Draws. Your support means more you can know. Our background music is by Marika Shans, with a closing by Cody, and an opening by Ben McElroy. Our art is by our very own Corey, voice of Virgil. Now why don't you sit with me and look up at the sky? You see the stars? They're telling us a story, if we want to listen. I didn't mean to. I did mean it. I did mean it, but I didn't know. I knew, but I didn't know it would be evil. Was it? Hear it. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Was it a bad thing?
Was what a bad thing?
It saved him, right?
Ox? Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So it wasn't all bad, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Good. Would you mind taking over for me for a moment? What happened last we met?
Father, this is cruel. You know I have no memories.
Father, this is
They tried to remind us, so... Yeah.
Will you ask him for me?
Sorry, there's been a lot going on. What's happened in the past few hours?
Well, that's fair. There's been a lot going on. We put Ox into the machine.
And got another ox out. The old one is Scar now. Somehow.
Who is a star? Or was? Bit confusing.
Well, the confusing thing is, it took most of my tattoos. Just a few of them are left. One's N gave me.
And we've brokered a tentative truce, so there's that.
Right. And what now?
I think Scar was going to introduce us to the winds. The winds of change.
And we're maybe nixing the killing Donna part of the Donna exploration.
Hopefully, they'll all go along with that part.
Thank you. Scar turns to the winds of change, who have been kind of lingering behind her during this whole morning you've spent together. And Jacques gestures for them all to step forward. Has sort of a forced, bright, friendly smile on his face. I think it's about time you all introduced yourselves to each other, seeing as we are going to be working together. You all know me. I apologize again for our awkward introduction. And the gestures to the other three figures. And you know, this whole time, you have known that there were three other people. But it's only when your attention is called specifically to them in this manner that you really pay attention to them. Like, they were faded into your background. And now, as a spotlight is put on them, you still can't really figure out what any of them look like. They're all wearing a wraparound sort of poncho-esque cloak. Different colors and patterns, but same drapery, same design, with hoods. And they all wear dark cloths like bandanas over their faces as masks. But even then, the features of their eyes, their hair, their age, you can't parse. Then one of them steps forward and pulls down the hood and takes off their mask. You see a relatively young human boy. He looks like maybe in his lower 20s. Not a kid, not quite a full-grown adult. His hair is shaved to the side. He has sort of a short mohawk down the center and a dark gray and a roughened face of someone who probably works a life of labor. I'm looking forward to our friendship, if we can call it that. My name's Finn. He turns around and gestures to the next person. Once they pull off their cloak, you can recognize them a little better. They have a shaved head, fully bald. Looks like maybe a dwarf and or a halfling. They stand a little shorter than everyone else in this group and have bright green eyes and sort of softer features than the rest of this gang you've seen so far. Give each a wave. Hello, my name is Leaf. Pleasure to meet you all. Leaf, like Lief, Leaf. But it's, you can still think it's cute if you want. Mm-hmm. They turn around and gesture to the last figure, and that last figure kind of hesitates. They fold their arms in front of their chest. Look Ray is giving me.
I have 2 guesses.
What are they?
Mela or Wasp.
And they take a step forward, and you see the shoulders kind of rise and fall with a sigh, and
It's Mela.
You little shit! Why aren't you in college?
Sorry.
and Mela takes off the mask.
Hell yeah!
I mean, on one hand, good for her. On the other,
No,
Not good for her.
wrong wins, girl.
Bad.
This is the wrong. They got you.
Bad female role model.
You were meant to find.
I support her.
Hey, my name's Mela, she says to Kirit.
What are you doing here?
These folks are helping us out.
Enosh?
Well, some of us.
Do you know each other?
Yeah, we
They helped me drown my island.
Ah, right, the...
wouldn't put it like that.
Well, it seemed like you're having a hard time figuring out how to say it, so I just, sometimes it's best to just kind of dive in.
I was gonna put it a bit more like you're kind of the reason that we all met each other, in a way.
Me?
Finding you was sort of...
Well, you're welcome.
Can I just insight check her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
15.
I mean, she still looks like the same, tall, strong, broad-shouldered young woman, hair tied back in 2 long braids. She had the bandana on her face, but she also has one around her head as a way to keep her hair back. She does look a bit older than you would expect for the short amount of time that has passed. Not in a magical way, but in a she's seen some shit, she's been through some shit, she might be having a hard time kind of way. A little more tired looking, or a bit harrowed looking. And you wanted to insight check if she blamed you all.
Yeah.
There's not any real bite behind it. She seems pretty angry in general, but not at you.
That's what it is to be 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
She's been through some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I love her.
She's 18 and the
I'm
world
just-
fell apart.
And I think you can also note, no one seems particularly surprised by the recognition occurring here.
Oh, she's talked about us.
So what are we doing?
I think we want to investigate the sheriff. Sorry, does everybody know who we are? I feel like I'm not being polite.
Leaf and Finn share a look with each other, and Leaf looks back to you and gives a little gesture go on, go ahead.
I'm Kian.
Sorry.
Nice to meet you.
Do you look like Bree?
Fuck.
Yeah, Kian looks like me right now.
My name is Virgil. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Hi, I'm Carrot. And Carrot waves.
Leaf and Finn both wave back.
This is our PR person.
Carrot is actually so excited that somebody waved back in.
Wow. Henry Goodlove.
They nod. You don't get a strong reaction.
Well, I'm Ox, but I think you knew that.
Leaf laughs. Honestly, we knew all of your names, but just seemed a little awkward not to have a proper introduction.
I mean, personally, it still feels a little weird.
You want us to investigate the sheriff?
That's the idea. I mean, she seems to have been keeping tabs on at least one of our groups, so just want to make sure that there isn't a further issue with that.
It feels like she might be up to some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Mela speaks up. What are you you were talking about killing her, right? But you're not going to do that anymore. What are you planning to do? Just look at her? What's...
I think we might like to change where the leverage sits. Maybe have some of our own, that would be nice for a change.
Yeah, but how do you plan to do that?
Steal shit, probably.
Or just know what she's planning so we can try to stop it a little more subtly than, I don't know, outright killing her, which might cause a lot of problems for multiple things and maybe not fix anything.
Yeah, and officials can be replaced. It's controlling them, that's the trick.
So if we can find some information, ideally documented, that we could maybe sort of use as blackmail? Or at least a bargaining chip?
Or even just knowing if she has these kind of tattoos on other people and who those people are. At the very least, I think it's useful.
I think she's gotta have a list somewhere, right? Everyone she's keeping an eye on.
Or at the very least, some incriminating evidence. I mean, we must understand, when we were at Paradise, there were people who were civilians who were also going to get tattoos. Tattooing prisoners, might be one thing. I don't think it's ethical, but regardless, the general population might see it as such, because again, prisoners, blah, blah, whatever. There are civilians getting tattoos, and if you're not a prisoner, I'm sure people would like to know that. Or again, I'm always down for the blackmail angle, honestly.
Scar looks to the Negawins and just nods and gestures to you. And the three of them fully take off their cloaks and hand them, one to you, Henry, one to you, Ox, and one to you, Virgil. The cloaks and the masks. You're probably gonna need these.
Probably a smart idea.
Why just them? I mean, I see that there's only 3 cloaks.
Well, we're recognizable, so there's that.
Oh,
Yeah.
And you can, do your own thing.
I was just I wasn't following for a second, but I'm there.
Noted.
I will.
She's like, oh, you're really pretty.
Yeah.
You're really nice.
You're the pretty one, aren't you?
You're the pretty one, aren't you?
They're beautiful, actually.
I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or not.
She shrugs.
I take it we'll be going to somewhere today, then?
Shouldn't take too long. We're gonna ride.
Horse check?
You are the funniest bitch at the table at this moment.
Horse check.
I don't remember them having mounts.
Biking.
What are we
I'm about
riding?
to tell you, Henry, you don't have to roll to check for horses. You glance around the rock, glance over the side, and on the opposite side of the place where you emerged from the hole, you can see a few bikes parked. They look a lot like the same machinery that Mela used for hers, though at the front, kind of like the prow of a ship, each one has a metallic horse's head.
Okay, sick.
They look a little shoddy. They look like they are built of stolen or borrowed parts from other machines cobbled together. And Scar watches Henry as he goes to see them. You can ride on the back with someone else if you're nervous.
I'm not nervous. I was just trying to figure out how, what, why. A lot of people have horses out in the desert. The bikes were unexpected, but I suppose with Mela here and her expertise, it makes sense. I just want to get a feel of what to expect.
So you'll be driving your own then?
This I gotta see.
Excellent. You ready to go then?
How many bikes are there, Dad?
There are 5.
Henry, you ever driven one of these before?
It has a horse's head. It can't be that difficult.
Oh, God.
Let him drive.
Alright, but
I have seen them in operation before.
Great. This is gonna go really well, I think.
yeah, Henry, I think I'll drive with you. I'll ride behind you.
I think that's a good idea.
Should we call your ship name Crash and Burn?
Hey, Ox can keep them upright.
Maybe. Are we ready to go?
Yes.
Yeah.
So going.
Scar gestures for Henry to take the lead towards the bikes. Walks close behind. The rest of the winds follow. Finn and Leaf each take a bike and gesture to the 3 of you remaining. And Finn's like, I think probably we should be driving these.
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight you on that.
If I may, do you have, what would be the best way to transport Delilah? She is not a familiar. I can't just, snap.
They all turn in unison to look at Delilah, all but Scar with a look of kind of concern and bemusement. Mela kind of smiles. My pack's pretty big. She could probably fit in it. It won't be particularly dignified, but it'll be cute.
She's a backpack dog.
Honestly, as long as she's safe, that's what's important to me. She's very well trained. I don't expect any trouble.
I'll be driving. She'll be safe.
Thank you.
I'm so glad she's not on your bike.
Thank fucking God.
Oh my god, you don't trust this man.
No.
Scar gets on one of the bikes, revs it up. Jacques hops on behind her.
I'll go to Leaf because of the pun.
Keen goes to Mela.
And Kira will go over to Finn.
How fast can Blossom run? Is she okay?
She will not be able to keep up with the bike.
He gives her a little forehead bonk and will dismiss her.
Kira will dismiss Codex as well.
All right. And the quiet morning air is filled with the sound of engines running, and you all take off. Henry, what would this be? Survival? Sleight of hand?
Just like a
Or dex? Yeah, or so
yeah.
dex roll. I just don't know how Ox would really, because I don't think someone yelling pointers in your ear when they
Oh, but,
themselves is also.
You
Yeah,
can,
like he can
grab
combo.
the handlebars of a bike around someone if you need to.
That's homosexual.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
It's a bit fruity.
I'll have you roll with advantage from Ox's help action.
15.
Ox and Henry quickly fall behind the group. Their bike swerves and stalls, and then will suddenly take off at a more intense speed than perhaps they're prepared for, kicking up sand as it goes. Ox, are you reaching around Henry to try to guide the handlebars?
Absolutely.
Okay. In doing so, it kind of upsets the balance of the bike, as both of you are unpracticed with balancing a bike and riding it. It doesn't necessarily make it worse, but it certainly doesn't make it better. Scar, who is at the lead, glances back a couple times, and you can see a sideways smile on her face as she watches and keeps moving forward. You don't crash. You are not dangerously bad at this. However, you are certainly tailing behind the rest. And Leaf kind of half looks back at you, Virgil, and speaks over the sound of the engine. Should we be going and helping your friends back there? Or is it best to let them handle this themselves?
If you can think of a way to help that Henry will accept, be my guest.
We'll just leave them.
Yeah, they're upright.
You hear Scar laugh ahead of you. And
Stop listening to me.
Feasible.
quickly enough, considering that you do not have a train to ride, you find yourself approaching the island of somewhere. I mean, the land is fairly open here, so you're still a pretty decent distance away when Scar comes to a stop, and she hops off the bike, waits for you all to gather around her. Now's probably a good time for you to put those on. She gestures to the cloaks and the masks. Now, they're not perfect. You gotta try to keep things subtle if you can. Good luck. But they should keep most people from recognizing you.
Alright.
Ox will don his cloak and mask.
Henry follows suit.
Yeah, me too.
They're a little dusty, a little sweaty, but the rest of you, as you watch them, it's like your friends disappear. You can't pick out their features from the people in front of you. Scar nods. Now, we're doing this with you as a show of trust, right? I assumed you wanted to take the lead, but it seems like you're not quite sure what you want to do.
I think we're breaking into Donna's office.
How, you're gonna just march right up? Knock down the door?
No,
He is like, shit.
that's not what I was planning.
Well, would you care to tell me what you're planning?
What time of day is it?
It's nighttime now. Not late at night, but it's fairly dark.
It's not like we have an exact plan, but I think we could figure out something pretty easily, like a distraction, or...
We at least know the layout of the building. And if some of us want to speak to Maggie, we can at least make sure she is out of the building.
I can offer a distraction on that end.
Do we want Maggie to know that she's talking to you?
Oh, shit. Well,
Or that you're here, because I think you're kidnapped?
I'd be surprised at this point if it was someone like Vane or Donna who put that out rather than either of my parents.
Finn grins. You see a glint of 3 silver teeth as for the first time he gives a wide smile. If you want a distraction, we can do that for you. Remember, you got us at your disposal here.
You know, the fewer people in the building, the better. If you're willing.
Does Donna work like late nights? She goes home, surely?
To be safe, we could wait until it's a bit later.
I imagine there's at least one person on staff most of the time over there. Just to guard all the, paperwork and everything inside.
But so long as Donna isn't there, that's our concern.
I'm sure that there's people who can see through invisibility or whatnot, but I can do that for an hour.
Is her office in the part? It's still under the fully lit part. Yes.
Well, Summer has some areas that are underneath an outdoor roof. Is that what you mean?
Do they experience a day-night cycle? Is what I mean.
They experience a day-night cycle. It's not as if you cannot see any sky, but it is a very city that never sleeps kind of place. And I believe Donna's office was in one of the busier districts.
Yeah. I can make people invisible for an hour. Probably be helpful for that part of it. Once we get in there, who knows what kind of security they have. Ooh.
Alright, so plain and simple. Loud distraction, you sneak in. That's all?
3 groups? If you're going to Maggie, do you want anyone with you?
No, we should probably mitigate the chances of anything. I was also going to use the excuse that I was returning to somewhere else, my place of living, and it's more suspicious if somebody else was seen with me for that purpose.
That sounds about right.
Genius. Alright.
And if something goes wrong, Henry, and you're on your own, is there a place we can meet afterwards? And if you're not there, what do we do?
Well, depends where are we meeting afterwards?
I could send Marigold with you and then...
I'm a little bit worried you'll need her on your end, especially being so small and easily maneuverable.
It might be better to have a place we can all meet up, including Team Distraction.
Why don't we just meet back here? With the bikes? If we can't find each other, can you sending after a rest?
Yes. So, basically, I suppose on my end, if I'm not here for a suspiciously long time afterwards, you can assume something has perhaps happened to me, and then see whether or not it makes sense to do any saving. I mean, the benefit on my end is, given myself and my status, I highly doubt they're going to do anything, like throwing me in prison. Also, it's not illegal for me to be...
You're a bargaining chip, right? To Donna, specifically.
It's fine. I think it seems like an excellent plan. Can we get a move on?
Sure. Don't get caught. Yeah.
I won't.
You all park your bikes kind of as best hidden as they can be in between 2 larger rock rises with a few cacti, brush plants scattered throughout. They're not easy to disguise out here, but Mela very carefully, lovingly piles up any tumbleweed or debris she can find to hide them. And then you all make the rest of your journey on foot. It's mostly actually fairly comfortable at this time of night. The cold hasn't set in yet, but the sun is down low in the sky, and you can still see ahead of you, but it feels as if perhaps those who are living in the well-lit city of somewhere maybe won't be able to see you quite so clearly. Scar takes the lead and makes kind of a winding path around. She turns to the left and leads you away from the larger, more brightly glowing section that it appeared you had been heading towards. As you get closer to the wall, she begins to move with a bit more care. You can just tell she's on high alert, but the section you find yourself in is dimly lit. And she steps up to the wall and leans down and pulls out one of the stones. And a trapdoor appears in the hardened earth beneath. She opens it up, gestures for y'all to head inside.
Before Kian does, they're just gonna disguise themselves as like a young human woman, like pretty nondescript, wearing darker clothes. Easier to fade into the background.
Ox will follow pretty closely behind Henry under the tunnel.
I will resummon my lion and follow.
It's not a very big space. It is dusty and it's dark, but there are a few fading lights along the walls, and they're just bright enough for you to see that there are crates and barrels and boxes of Paradise-labeled tequila. Some of it looks like it's been there for a bit, like it's gathered a fine layer of dust. Some of it looks like it's maybe just been moved in there today. Scar stops by one of the crates and just kicks it open with a precise aiming of her boot, pulls out a bottle, keeps walking. And you emerge in the outskirts of somewhere. She opens her bottle, takes a drink, keeps walking, and leads you towards the shining central districts of somewhere.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a winding path, maybe, to Donna's office.
As we approach the inner city, how busy is it this time of night?
It's pretty busy.
Yeah.
This is kind of the busiest time of day.
We're in Vegas.
You're in Vegas, and it's nighttime, it's dark, but it's not late. People are out on the town. In a way, it helps you all blend in a little more. The dirty, dusty, worn traveler appearance that the Nega winds have blends in well with some of the crowd. The flashier, finer clothes of Jacques and Scar also blend in with some of the crowd. There is anonymity in the intensity of somewhere at night.
After we part ways, the group that is going to Sheriff's office, which is
Everyone except Henry.
Is Scar also coming?
Scar starts to wander away from you all.
Away from the winds, too.
Mm-hmm.
She's just going out on the town.
She's gonna go get wasted.
She's gonna go to a casino.
God damn it. Okay, interesting.
Alright, well, I'll see all of you at the end of things. Good luck.
And to you as well.
Thank you.
Are you sure you don't want Marigold?
I'll be alright. Really, I do think it's safer if there's no way to implicate anyone else.
Just, don't do anything stupid, right?
I wasn't planning to.
If you have to lie low at your shop for a few days, that's fine. We'll check in.
I'll send you an animal. You know, like a bird or something like that, if something happens. I'll let you know. I'll be alright.
He just pulls a bird out of his bag.
Who are you?
Diverges from the group to go towards where Donna and Maggie's house is.
Okay. And the rest of you just head straight to the office?
Yeah.
Who do you want to start with first?
The heist group.
Okay. As you find yourself closer, Leaf turns around to you all. So, do you want us to just light a big fire next door? Start a fight? Nearest bar?
I think a fight might be better than a fire.
Why?
The buildings here are really close together. Do we want to risk burning down all of somewhere?
I mean,
That just sounds like it could hurt people.
They're anarchists.
I mean,
And this is Cop City.
Donna's not a fireman. She's a police officer.
It would cause people to
Yeah.
try to like help people out and stuff. They wouldn't be specifically putting out the fire.
But she's a cop. Are you sure she does that? In this world.
It'll certainly cause a bigger distraction. Try our best with the fight, but not trying to argue with you, just pointing out the facts. They are a little more common of a scene, but we can make it as big as big as ever.
Kian presses their hands to their temple, sighs. I'm just gonna pretend that you're starting a fight. Do whatever you think you need to.
Finn grins again. You know, sometimes fights become fire, so maybe we can get a little mix of both.
Good luck and be as safe as you can.
Will do, thanks, Mom. And Finn wraps an arm around Leaf and starts dragging them away.
Mela.
Mela, who's been looking a little sadder since freeing Delilah from her backpack, looks to you all. You want me to be on team... What'd you call them? Team distraction?
What do you want to do?
I don't care.
I do think there's quite a bit of us on team sneaking.
Alright. She turns around and starts to follow.
Oh god,
Guys,
I'm
something's wrong. Mela was like, I actually don't have an opinion.
Do you want to help us?
She stops and turns back around. Isn't this helping you?
They're both helping.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. It's all good. Do what you want to do.
She rolls her eyes, turns back around, and follows Leaf and Finn.
Oh,
We're doing really great with her.
trying really hard.
Let's get this done.
Team Sneak In, or whatever it is that you named yourself, your cool names. You're only about 5 minutes away from the office. When you get there, indeed it looks like it has closed for the day. Most of the lights in the windows are off, though you can see there is a light on in the entryway outside, as well as one of the hallways on each floor. Like you can see just a faint, dim glow from each window.
How many floors is the building?
It looks kind of like a house. 3 floors, but the 3rd floor is maybe an attic, a single window in the center.
And was the office on an upper floor?
There are offices on both floors. Donna's is on the 1st floor, in the back, more facing like a side street alleyway.
And are there windows? I mean, there must be because we saw Kian the first time.
Yes, there are windows. Right now they are shuttered closed, but you can, again, see through the slats. A little bit of light coming through.
Is there like an alleyway between this building and another building?
Yes.
I can make the 4 of us invisible if you've got yourself. Kian points to Kirit.
Sure.
And I guess I could sneak up to the window and make sure there's not there's any spells like on the entrance to the window or anything if we need to sneak in that way.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Kian's gonna look with Detect Magic. First just at the front of the building from far away. And just see if there's any like big spells. And then go along the side street and glance at the windows, glance at the back of the building, turn around and make their way back the long way.
You do detect spells all around the outside of the building. Abjuration spells. Not extremely powerful. The aura that glows from them isn't blinding, but it does encircle the building.
Guys, I'm so silly.
Got
We
Mage
should've-
Hand?
I'm just so silly. We should have scryed on Donna to see where she was beforehand. I kept scrying.
I was wondering when you remember about Scry.
I didn't even... Did I know you had Scry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
we
we
all
tried.
know.
I think we've used it once or twice.
Yeah, we used it a couple of times.
Donna's scrying on Virgil right now, and she's like, what
I
the
just-
fuck are these fools doing? These yahoos.
Damn, look at that.
You see a couple of other signs of abjuration spells inside, and a small glow of an evocation spell.
Abjuration, is that what?
Shielding, protecting.
I bet it's alarm,
I would
probably.
imagine alarm. It could also be locks. It
Alarm,
could
arcane
be-
locks, yeah.
Yeah.
Just around the entrance and any of the 1st floor windows.
I
What
just
about the
realized.
2nd floor?
Yeah.
Virgil can fucking run through walls.
Oh,
I forgot that.
Yeah.
There
But
is
also-
a
Yeah, I can.
phantom?
I think that
Yeah, because
would
I'm kind of ghost.
still
Going
trip
ghost?
an alarm spell though.
Can move through creatures and objects. Yeah, it would still trip the spell.
Does it look like the second floor has these tunnels?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Just
I was gonna
run through the
say.
door.
Because
and
maybe
grab
it would
every
be
document in her office.
It'll be
and
We just send Virgil in and he
Leave.
just grabs. You throw
There's
him a bag
only
of
one
holding.
avocation, so we're just gonna
Virgil will just tank it. It'll be fine.
yeah. One person sets off the fireball while the others wait outside, and then
Keen makes the long way around the buildings, rejoins with the rest of the group. So they've definitely got like spells on the whole thing. They look to Jacques. Do you have dispel magic or something?
He looks over at the building and gives a little shrug. I don't know if it will work on all of them, but it can certainly help with at least your chosen entry points, I hope.
We know the layout of the building. Maybe an adjacent office or a hallway. I don't know if we want to go directly into the office if we don't know if there's someone in there.
Did I see like any like dark room where the lights were all off?
You are just seeing faint lights through the shutters of the windows. You can't see rooms right now. Looks like maybe hallways or entry lights, things like
Yes.
that. It's not like whole rooms are aglow. Should we go inspect and see if there is an opportune entryway for you? This office, you say, next to ours? If one of you could point it out to me.
I can show you real quick.
Leads away.
Keen will lead them back down that alleyway. Is it a busy street?
The main street that it's on, like the front door entry, is kind of a side street. Like even that one is kind of a side street, but once you get to the back, this is really more of an alleyway proper than a street. It's pretty quiet. And Jacques follows behind you closely, looks around. You seem quite familiar with this place.
A little bit.
Friends with the sheriff?
Definitely wouldn't say that. But we did have to make a deal with her a little while ago.
How does that go?
Not very well. We lied our way out of it, and I'm pretty sure she knows that we lied. But she hasn't really called us on it, so it's a confusing situation.
If you don't have to face consequences, I would say take it. Takes a W.
As they say.
In Swedish, say takes the W.
I guess that's one way of looking at it. It's still a bit worrying though. But her office is there.
He steps up a little closer. You don't want to enter here, so yes, next to it.
Don't think so, unless you have a way of knowing if it's empty.
X-ray vision.
He holds up a hand. I don't see anything. He's kind of smiling when he says it. Listen, I think it is admirable that you all are going about this in a peaceful manner, but there is a chance you are going to run into someone at some point, and there is a chance you're going to have to fight them.
I know, but if we can try not to, that'd be great.
Certainly, but there is no way of knowing for sure, so you have to just go in, place your bets.
If you had to take bets on this, do you think it's better to just sneak straight into the room, or?
Honestly, yes. I think the shorter amount of time you spend in there, the better, if you want, again, to avoid violence. If you go into a hallway or a room next door, well, you are still going to have to stumble across someone just from a different door.
Okay. Do you think you can get the window?
I know I can get the window.
Perfect. Shall we go get everyone?
He lingers for a moment. He glances back at the window and back to you. Yes, let's go.
Insight check?
Yeah, you can roll advantage.
Cool. Still got a 4 because I got a natural 1 on the advantage roll.
What you can see is maybe not so much that he had something to say and bit back that statement, more like he was searching for something to say and didn't find it. Like he didn't have anything in mind but wanted to have something in mind and couldn't quite figure out what it was.
King just smiles. Well, I'll bring the rest of the group here. You just spell magic on that and we'll all get invisible and hopefully get out here quickly unless something goes wrong.
Sounds like a plan.
And they'll go and get the rest of the
Kian.
group. Yeah? What?
I'm glad to have you working with us.
I'm glad that it worked out.
I will try to keep Scar off your back if I can.
And we'll do our best to keep everyone as civil as possible.
He laughs. Good luck with that.
Good luck with Scar as well.
I'm going to need it.
And this time they'll turn around and give you the rest of the group.
While they're gone, I will take the opportunity to cast a little buff spell. A little buff spell
Buff.
to just, help us out.
I heard love.
Back in the alleyway, Virgil will flip open his notebook and flip to a page of Hoku Morwen. You always had such a way of looking at things and seeing what others did not. Could you give me a bit of help tonight? His eyes will briefly flash purple and go back to blue, and I will take that proficiency bonus to investigation checks for the next hour. While he's flipping through the notebook, inevitably he will come across pages of Rowan. There are many. And his hand will drift up to the earring he wears. The other will settle on Blossom's forehead. Last time we were here, I heard you whistling. I wonder if you could hear me now. And he will give his little 3-note whistle. Quiet in the alleyway.
Ox and Kirit. You're waiting for the other two to come back from their little investigation. Virgil has settled down. It's pretty quiet in this side alleyway. So both of your attentions are pulled pretty quickly to the glow emanating from Virgil's scabbard. A faint reddish glow. Virgil?
Virgil's hand will fall on the hilt of his sword. Rowan, is that you?
And you can feel the spell start to fade. And it's a feeling you felt before when you've cast. You didn't notice it pick up. It's only as it starts to leave you that you realize you've cast a spell.
Shit. Wait, can you hear me? I don't know what this is.
Yes, I can hear you. Am I not supposed to? Where are you? Are you safe? Are you... And it stops there.
Is the glow still there?
It's fading.
I didn't know you would hear me. I hoped. I'm safe. I'm real. I'm sorry it's so late.
Roll a persuasion check, please.
No. My nemesis.
11?
Do that one more time.
11.
No, in the same voice, please.
11?
All is well here. I hope you can do this again. I miss you. I've written you letters for when you return.
I will definitely do this again. I miss you too. And somehow, I got them. Your letters. I hope you've been getting mine.
The light is fading quickly from your blade. You're not entirely certain the full message went through before it goes out. And you can add sending to your spell list.
What the fuck? Okay,
Signed up for a
we
fun
can
plan.
talk about the mechanics later. Okay,
Yes.
what the fuck? Thanks, sword.
Was that your wish?
Who the fuck? Yes.
Kirit and Ox, you see the light completely go out. And I think that would be around the time that Kian returns.
I'm so scared every time you ask us questions.
Yeah, as some omniscient narrator.
Feels so wrong.
How many of them are there?
Narrator choice?
Yeah. Imagine it's just one. It's the same one every time.
I mean,
Anyway,
He just sits there and stares at the sword for a while.
you guys, we've got to move.
Yeah, we
What?
can.
Oh shit. I can't get talk.
Oh, I could.
Perfect. Okay. We're gonna sneak in the window. Kim grabs the group. They go up to Shock. Right, are we ready?
I will cast it now if you want. It doesn't seem like anyone is around.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's be quick.
And he turns around, hums a quick 3-note tune, and holds out his hands. There's a faint, almost undetectable glow that surrounds his palms. Then he turns back to you, gives Kian a thumbs up, and that would be the time.
All right. Let's all hold hands.
Okay.
Okay. And can cast invisibility on everybody but Kirit
You all vanish.
and work on getting that window open.
Yeah, rogue. Get it.
Okay. Yeah, the window is locked with a normal lock. So you are going to have to roll for that one.
Somebody say something nice to Keen
Yeah.
right now.
Canox
Hype him up.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest can Ox assist?
Yeah.
Just two invisible dudes trying to pick a lock at the same
Jacques and Ox both go in to help, and they're like, it's me? Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm just trying to open this.
Yeah, I was just gonna tell him.
Quiet. Just, bring it down. Good job.
Do you have advantage then?
Oh my god.
Once they stop fighting for dominance.
Oh my fucking god.
Is that's sleight of hand, right?
Yeah.
24.
Easily, the lock slides open. That was me, you're welcome. You're able to...
And then all six of us try to get in at the same time.
Yeah.
It makes a slight squeaking sound as the pane slides upwards, which to all of you sounds terribly loud.
I'm gonna sneak in first and I can help people out.
Okay, go.
Or in. He just climbs the wall and assists.
Alright.
Virgil will go second.
It's a little awkward and fumbling as you're all invisible. Maybe some ass cheeks get grabbed accidentally, but
Oops.
We're
As
gonna
long
be
as
That's what.
there.
Yeah.
we're gonna be fumbling around this office.
Yep.
So stupid.
The office is empty. The door is open to the hallway outside. And you do hear the sound of footsteps.
Why did we all come in here? It's fine. We're stupid.
I don't know. But
Like,
you do hear the sound of footsteps. Not necessarily racing towards you, but you can tell someone is here. The office is neat and tidy. You've been here before, you know that Donna keeps important papers locked in the desk, drawers. There are shelves here as well with books, ledgers, things like that on the walls, open, available. You would know that Donna keeps the keys on her, at least while she's here.
In the door, is there like a pane of glass to see into the office, or is it completely wooden?
It's completely wooden.
Nice.
But it is open.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check her desk.
Yeah, you work on that with Jacques, maybe. Ox, you have good ears. Maybe keep watch.
Yeah, I can do that.
Bookshelf?
Bookshelf.
Just stand there and look pretty. Oh wait, we cannot see you. What a shame.
You can imagine.
10.
The rest of you, as you are gently tearing apart this room, hear the desk drawer rattling as Keen struggles to open it.
Oh my god,
The tools get stuck in the lock mechanism, and when you try to pull them out, it just kind of shakes it. When you try again, it shakes it again.
Okay, Kian, just stop.
Ox, you hear the footsteps outside. Shit. Come to a stop.
Keen freezes. Do we all need to roll stealth?
Do we have advantage because we're invisible?
No, because this is about sound.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20?
no!
I'm guessing a natural one happened over here based
Oh,
on face.
Wait!
God, I even have a fucking
should've
plus 10 for stealth, so this is gross.
Oh, I can't see you.
Wait, but
Whatever.
this is going to be a group check, so...
Okay,
And there's a
okay.
natural 20 to balance.
A nat 20 and a dirty 20.
Oh, perfect.
Except
Okay.
the thing is that I rolled a 4. Did they roll a natural 1?
Jacques rolled a natural one.
No! Why behind your hand?
God.
The lap of his cheeks!
Oh no, his cheeks are little and flat. They're not flat.
Somebody steps on his tail. He squeaks.
No, yeah, that's a great idea. I think Ox is making his way back to say that the footsteps stopped. And you almost slip as you step on something. And Jacques just lets out like a ah!
Shit. Guys, also, we didn't even wait for the distraction to happen. We're so stupid.
Like, you don't know if the
I
distraction
guess,
is
I
happening or
guess.
not.
Like,
so
I feel
good
like
at this.
there was an implication that we were waiting a bit outside.
I think you can assume, like, you have to just trust. You have to trust that there's a distraction happening right now that is keeping, if attention is grabbed, a ton of people from being here. Don't worry, there is a distraction.
They're literally off gambling right
Okay,
now.
so we have a dirty 20, a
4.
4, a natural 20.
And 2 natural ones.
The footsteps pick up again, approaching this room.
Virgil will take up like a sentinel position beside the doorway, like on the inside.
Just outside the door, you see someone who appears, probably to be some sort of security guard. Stops, pauses for a moment, looks around. Looks like a half-elf, maybe fighter with just simple, like worn leather armor, a sword at her side. And she puts a hand on the blade. And then the other hand pulls a gun from her holster.
I'm gonna cast
Wait.
Dominate Person.
Okay.
So she has to succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
And also, I should say, right before I do that, Ox, it should strike you as a bit odd to see one of Donna's people with a gun. Dominate person?
Yeah.
Wisdom?
Yes.
When the fuck did you get that?
That's a 9.
So this is the spell that I was like, I don't think Kian will ever use this, but
So
Spicy.
of course that means you're gonna.
yeah. You know, I think in this case it's better than killing her in his mind. Be quiet and come here.
She steps inside,
Okay.
Are we
gun
good?
held loosely at the side.
Can you sheath your sword? Put away your gun. Actually, give your gun to me.
She's halfway to holstering the gun again before she hands it back to you.
Okay, we have 1 minute. We need to be quick.
Okay. Kirit, can you take care of this? We've got rope.
Yeah, I've got some rope.
Sure.
Keep her quiet when this wears off.
Tie her up.
And
Honestly, put her in the bag.
so the invisibility is dropped for Kian.
That's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
She's fine. Put her in the bag.
You put her in the bag.
Don't put her in the bag.
She,
Do you?
have we established? We have established that
10 minutes.
If you're in the bag, 10 minutes. But if you're in the bag, you can try and get out.
No, you can't. Get out.
Okay, tie her up, put her in the bag.
What about all the stuff in the bag? What if she...
Yeah. What are we gonna do with her after that?
Blindfold her.
She's tied up.
She's tied up, blindfold
guess
her.
that's true.
Just tie her up in the corner and gag her.
She Oh, she wants to thrash around is the thing.
Dean, do you really?
Jesus Christ. We're panicking.
All right.
Also, she's seen you.
But I'm in complete disguise.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, you guys, what do you do?
I do tie her up and I'll gag her.
Kian's trusting that that's happening, and they are trying to open that door again. I don't know if I can do that.
Maybe
Ox,
Yeah,
can you get the door?
I'll try.
Virgil will take a strip of cloth and blindfold this guard in case more invisibility pops.
Daddy, what am I rolling dex?
This would be sleight of hand.
You
And you have
behave.
advantage.
God, you fucking behave.
Please.
You have advantage. You have advantage.
It's okay. We're gonna be good. Don't panic.
23.
Yes!
Yes,
Thank God for advantage.
with Keen's guidance at your side, the drawer finally, smoothly slides open. As this is happening, you are tying up this guard who is just obediently allowing it. Are you putting her in the bag of holding?
No.
She is gagged, blindfolded, and tied up. And she will be in the corner with Blossom watching her.
An ESA.
Like Blossom sitting on
And
top of...
y'all are still
Done.
invisible, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
I think so.
Mhm.
Okay, drawer's open. You two go back to watch. Virgil will start rummaging through this stuff.
While you're rummaging through the door, Kian's gonna rummage through other parts of the desk and just see if there's any information, any schedules or like ledgers or anything.
Roll investigation.
Both of us? For separate things?
Yeah, those of you who are investigating.
Yeah,
You should probably do detect magic at some point too. Since you're
Okay, I
Your
guess I didn't
invisibility is
say-
open. You can do anything now.
Yeah, Kian will detect magic in part of this investigation. Unnatural 20.
There is some sort of evocation item on the guard.
Someone take that.
Kian, you find a list of names. Next to the names are words or object: rose, 3 seagulls, bouquet of tulips, sunrise, cat, short sentences. Beside that will be a monetary value, all of them rather high. As you just quickly scan down this page, it doesn't take too much searching to find Virgil Flores, Orange Blossom, It really doesn't take much time to find.
17 entries of Ox.
Yeah, multiple entries of Orelmore / Oxalis Camphor.
Keen's gonna pocket that. Can I, as they're doing a detect magic around the room, just make sure that the scrying is not on?
No, there's not.
Okay.
You find a lot of paperwork about the distillery, numbers of what's come in, what's come out, profits. You find in the top drawer a copy of the search warrant for Henry Goodlove's shop. You find...
That bitch.
I'm grabbing it all. I have a bag of holding. Like,
What judge approved this?
You also find a folder labeled Orelmore.
Keen takes that. Right before they're fully searching, they would nudge where they last heard of Jock. The guard has some sort of evocation item on them. I don't know if you can deal with that.
Sure, where is it, sir? Can you tell? Where is it?
Their front left pocket.
Alright. There's just faint shuffling sound of him standing up and then a pause. I'm sorry, I fucked that up. And then you hear him scamper away.
Listen, bro, when someone steps on your tail.
Yeah.
So you see floating in the air, it's a small stone. Probably a sending stone. And it vanishes as he tucks it away in his pocket.
Okay, good.
At this point, Kian, your magic is wearing off. She starts to struggle. Kira, you tied her up?
Yeah.
I think sleight of hand makes sense.
If it makes any difference, we have Blossom, pinning her down, too.
19.
You can hear some muffled yells from beneath the tie around her mouth, but she seems well secured here with the power of Blossom lying across her body.
If Ox closes the door except for a little gap and then listens out into the hallway, can he hear any other guards walking around the building?
Roll perception.
What do your elf ears hear?
Yo, this is going actually so well. I'm so
Shut-
worried.
Shh. Donna probably... I'm acting under the assumption Donna knows we're here.
I'm so worried for Henry.
We just need to hurry.
That's what I'm worried about.
You don't hear anything else down the hallway.
I rolled a 16 investigation. Virgil is specifically looking for information regarding her interest in Dawning. And Nivane.
You find a folder, much like the Ox folder, labeled Terran Nivane. It does look like there are letters inside, addressed to Donna.
In Nivane's handwriting? Or would it be
Yes.
like a secretary? Oh, directly.
It stands out to you, Virgil, because it has the official letterhead of the Phoenix Grounds offices.
Okay. I will put that in the bag of holding so it can't be tracked.
Ox will turn from the door, still invisible, but toward Kian and whisper, You find anything for Scar? Any folders?
I don't think so. We should get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Should we fuck it up? So it looks like somebody broke in for money or something?
Keen just points at the guard.
The guard is looking towards the doorway.
Yeah. Keen
Which
just
is
Keen just throws throws them and scatters them across the room and is like, let's get out.
The door opens.
How many of us are still invisible? Is it everyone except Kian?
The figure who stands there, I can't really describe what they look like.
No.
I can say that they're well dressed.
No, do you have to?
The bright red jacket.
No.
And hair draped over their shoulder and just a small smile on their face as they look to each of you.
At each of us?
Mhm.
Fuck.
They raise up both hands as if in surrender and then gesture towards the open window.
What? Keen was already in flight mode. They just freeze for a second and get out of there.
Pleasure doing business with you. Bye. Virgil will go.
Kira will follow.
You hear them laugh. They step forward behind you and shut the window.
Low key, that's kind of sexy of them.
Wow, do they think we're cute? This is probably not worth anything. As we are panicking, can I roll an insight check? Just kind of gauge their intentions?
Yeah.
19.
17.
Virgil, you noticed a shift in their expression when they saw Ox.
Don't like that.
It was when they saw Ox that they lifted up their hands to go.
They were like, oh, that's my kid.
It's my egg child.
And you all run away.
Yeah, we fucking leave. We leave.
Yeah.
Henry, are you just heading straight to Donna Brenna and Maggie Brenna's ranch? It is a little further out from the hustle and bustle of the city, of course. Are you wearing your cloak and your mask? Are you staying?
Yes, he's still wearing the cloak and mask. Is it set back away from the street? Or is it
Yes. You leave the casino area, the bright lights and sound, also on a side road. There is a entryway gate that leads to a road that leads to the house that's actually on the ranch. You have to walk by these fields. You see a few horses are still out, blankets on their backs, looking up at you curiously as you walk by.
Keen would send marigolds to Donna's estate.
It wouldn't be yet, but
No, it would be later.
I will say he doesn't go directly through the gate. Would more linger there to gauge. Doesn't seem like folks are home. And by folks, I mean Dawn.
I don't know if you can tell who is home, but it does look like folks are home. The lights are on. It's a golden, welcoming, warm light.
But do you get rancid cop vibes?
It's nice. It's definitely a nice place, but it doesn't have the splendor of, for example, the Goodlove estate. It has like that sort of purposeful rustic charm, and like, if you take a moment to look at the windows, once in a while you can see the shadowed figure of someone walking by.
In that case, then, before actually going in through the gate, Henry goes ahead and takes off the bandana and the cloak, folds those up, puts them in his bag, takes his own cloak that he has. Usually it looks more like a sash around his waist, but it is in fact a full cloak that has two sides to it. And put that on. I mean, the gate, is it locked? I should ask.
Yes. The gate is locked.
Not just latched, but locked.
Yeah.
Damn. They're not very neighborly.
Said the thief.
He's not stealing anything.
just trying to talk to Maggie. I'll say this, you could probably climb over.
I was gonna say, it's probably hoppable. Yeah.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
nobody is watching you right now.
Yeah.
So you can fuck it up.
It's fine. And then turns around Delilah, who cannot fit through the gate. You just sit here. I don't think I'll be that long. Okay. He goes up and knocks on their door.
Roll a d20 for me, please.
Okay.
Not Donna. Not Donna.
17.
There's a pause for a bit. Eventually you hear the sound of footsteps, kind of soft, muffled. And then you hear something, like some sort of peephole perhaps, like slide open on the other side. You hear it slide closed. And then the door opens to Sheriff Donna. She's
Holding a shotgun.
She's dressed far more casually than you usually see her. Just like a simple blouse and trousers. And her hair is tied back in a messy ponytail. And she stands there, kind of leans on the doorframe. Mr. Goodlove,
Good evening, Sheriff.
last I heard you were missing.
Well, that's actually why I'm here. I've heard that I've been kidnapped. But, well, last I heard for myself, that wasn't the case. I was curious if you knew more about that. I just came back into somewhere and, well, it's news to me.
She shrugs. I'm not the right person to ask. I didn't issue the announcement for your situation. That's your friend up in Donnan.
Well, I mean, Dawning is quite a ways away from here. You really don't have anything.
No, Commander Nevane is pretty tight-lipped.
So they're the one that issued the order?
Well, yeah.
I see. By chance, is Magdala here?
She's gonna fucking kill you and bury your body in the walls.
Hold up. I have one other sentence. There was just a lot of laughing that happened.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't mean it in a hostile way, but I mean, she does run the train between here and Dawning, and I'd love to get a schedule.
Schedule?
Yes, so the railroad?
You can get a schedule at the station.
But I'm here. So, is Maggie not here then? Is she on the train?
You're here at my home. We don't have train schedules next to our door to hand out to passersby. You're gonna have to go to the train station.
Maggie's an intelligent woman. I know that she's got that. On lock.
Mr. Goodlove,
Yes.
I agree. Maggie's an intelligent woman. I'd love to be able to compare. Can't say I do. However, I'm not entirely stupid. What's this about?
What do you mean, what's this about?
Why are you here?
Why am I here?
Why are you here?
Well, originally I was here just to ask about the whole kidnapping situation, but clearly you don't have any information on that. And the other reason is because perhaps Listen, coming all the way down here, it's been an ordeal, alright? And maybe I had a bit of soul searching, and maybe I want to see if I can further apologise for bullshit that I've pulled in the past. And I just want to make sure, maybe I'm just an idiot. Okay? I'm sure you would agree with that. I can already feel it on your face. Listen, but I don't know why I was hoping. I'm probably just shooting myself in the foot at this point. But yes, just wanted to make sure Maggie was alright.
She's just fine. Do you want to roll persuasion?
Sure.
You got this.
That was pretty good.
26.
She narrows her eyes, looks you up and down. You wait here. She closes the door. About 5 minutes later, the door opens again, and Maggie steps outside, closes it behind her. She's also dressed similarly, looks like they're kind of settling in for the night. She's holding a wine glass in her hand.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you so late in the night.
Oh no, it's fine.
You interrupted a date. They're having dinner.
I'm only really here for one night, which is why I didn't have a lot of time for everything.
What's going on?
Well, a lot of things. But I was serious, and coming down here I kind of felt like a dumbass for everything that I've done. And I know I've already sort of apologized for it, but I also heard a few things that made me worried about you. Just with, well, on our way down here we found out that Donna had placed a bunch of spells on orcs to keep track of him, which is why I had to ditch that group, at least for the time being. And so I wasn't sure if that was something you were a part of or did on purpose, or maybe just not a...
Wait. She holds up a hand. Sorry. What's going on?
Without his consent? Well, we can forget orcs. Like Virgil, had Wiley tattoo on a scrying spell to keep track of him, and I wasn't sure if you were part of that or aware of it.
No, I mean, this was at the prison. That's not really my job.
She isn't doing anything like that to you, yes?
Not that I'm aware of. No, I think I would notice if Donna became a tattoo artist as a side hustle.
Well, I mean, not just that, but you would notice the tattooing part, I'm sure. I also wanted to say, trying to distance myself from my family, and I just wanted to say that I'm glad that one of their rail lines is in your hands now. And I felt like writing it in a letter might be a little weak. I appreciate you and, honestly, Donna, too, for sort of making me do that or putting it on the table. It seems silly to even say something like that, but in hindsight, I do appreciate it. I think I was a little blind towards them. So. And now I want to infect check her.
Check her vibe.
Henry had much of an ass person.
21.
21. I think you can tell that this whole conversation has kind of confused her. Like, she's not sure what you're getting at exactly. And she is clearly kind of trying to do the same to you. Like, she is trying to insight check you. And the worry seems genuine. She doesn't seem like upset. And that's her primary emotion right now, is like confusion and worry, trying to figure out what's happening here. And she just looks at you for a long moment. You don't see any guilt in her eyes necessarily. Henry, are you all right?
Maybe just having a little bit of a... Am I old enough for a midlife crisis? Quarter life crisis?
I think it's just a crisis.
Probably. I'll let you get back to your night. Thank you. I promise I'm all right in the grand scheme of things. I had heard that someone's saying I've been kidnapped. I have not, in fact, been kidnapped. Probably wouldn't be here if that was the case.
Why is there a story that you've been kidnapped?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Maybe it's because I told my parents I was leaving and they didn't like that. This is why I'm trying to distance myself from them. You see the problem?
Can you... She takes a deep breath, takes a sip of her wine. Be honest with me for once in your life. What is going on?
I mean, honestly, I've mostly told you. I'm pretty sure the whole kidnapping thing comes from because I refused to work with Tiana Vane. That's actually probably the root cause of it.
So, are you on the run from Phoenix Island now? Is that what this is?
No, I'm not on the run from it. They're just upset, I think.
What were they going to have you do? What?
I think they wanted me to run a few assignments for them, and then said that they would use me as leverage to make my family's life worse. Which was part of why, if I stay out of the picture, out of their arm's reach, sort of as an extension of that, I was worried that maybe some of that leaked down here. I really did feel, I was worried that, again, that it had come down here and that maybe I'd fucked things up for your end too. I don't know what I would have done if that was the case, but I don't know. The things I told you about Donna were also true, though. And
what things that you told me about Donna? What that they're keeping track of criminals who left Paradise?
And civilians. Virgil's not a criminal.
From what I've heard, yes, he is.
I mean, maybe it's a difference of opinion, but I don't think that defecting from a military organization is on the same level of crime as...
He attacked his... I don't necessarily... If this is your concern, I don't necessarily agree with that strategy, but it's not as if Donna created Paradise. It's not as if she decided the set of rules and laws they've run there.
She perpetuates it.
I think, as you're having this conversation, this is when you start to see signs of guilt on Maggie's face.
I thought you were gonna
Nice.
say anger.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's guilt is so much sexier.
Yes, Maggie.
You might be guilty that your wife is a cop, but my parents are capitalists.
I don't know. It's complicated.
I know. I mean, I'd be a hypocrite to just blindly, come in pointing fingers and judging you. I mean, you know my parents and me. Of course I trust you to, take care of yourself and make judgments that you think are appropriate. And I would want to police you that I have no business doing any of that. But I did want to make sure that my bullshit was not adding on to any other bullshit that you've got going on. Since that's the case, I guess I don't have much else to say. I did leave Delilah at the gate. I wouldn't want her to be alone for too long. And in the background, Delilah seems just fine.
Rolling around in the dark, eating bugs.
She's like,
She's found a little rabbit.
if Maggie were to glance over his shoulder at Delilah at the gate, her little tail wags. And
Yeah.
she's sitting, very good girl, on the gate.
She's catching rats for them. Maggie nods. I don't always like the way things are run here. But I think in some ways it is better than back at home. Donna's trying to make it so people don't have to pay for the trains anymore. It's going to take some time. We're working towards it. It's not all bad.
if I may ask, I guess just the base idea, if that's where it's at.
Her sigh is pretty heavy. I'm not sure if I'm really supposed to discuss it yet.
Well, I suppose if it does come to that point, I know I said I was trying to distance things from my family, but I mean, Goodlove is on the rare line name twice, so I would love to change, or perhaps start to enact some change in our systems too. So, if you're ever willing to share a draft of the proposal, I'd be curious to see what it is you're doing, to see if it could be replicated, and push for replication in other lines.
Are you asking us to employ you?
Maybe more of a collaborative partnership for the betterment of the rail lines as a whole, and
She smiles a bit. She nods. Yeah, once you are finished being kidnapped, I'm not very good at the sort of legal side of things, so honestly, I could use your help.
Sure. I'm not, a lawyer, but I'm...
You may as well be.
I'll take that as a neutral compliment, I suppose. But I've done my fair share of bookkeeping, so would be happy to lend my services. Honestly, would be just happy to perhaps undo a little bit of, the overall damage I think that my family has caused for everything. Honestly, letters can still be sent to my regular address and everything. Hoping to get this whole kidnapping business sorted out sooner or later so that I can exist in a regular capacity again.
Yeah. So I'm guessing this means if we report back to Dawning that you are in fact not kidnapped, that's not going to be a surprise to them? Is that what I'm...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think so.
Shit, Henry, okay.
I know, I'm sorry on that one. I had left a note specifically to my parents informing them that I was leaving Dawning of my own volition, which is why it came as such a surprise.
There's a chance that actually made them think it even more.
Yeah.
So maybe if you don't want them to think that you've been... It does...
I hand-wrote it.
You can handle this.
You've seen my handwriting.
Yes. Good night, Henry.
Good night. And thank you again. Have a nice evening.
Still looking a little bit bemused, but with a faint smile. She gives you a little wave and heads back inside.
Yeah. Then Henry will stroll back down the walk to their gate to hop the fence again.
Yeah, I think as you glance back, Maggie is still in the doorway, watching it, making sure you can get out. She closes the door. Delilah stops chasing rats. Is there anything else you're doing at the Brenna Ranch?
Not at the Brenna Ranch. Would just be, assuming nothing goes wrong, would be to put some distance between himself and the ranch to change back from his regular cloak into the disguise one.
Yeah.
And bandana.
Your parents are gonna hunt me down and fucking kill me.
It's not long before you run into Marigold, who just lands on your shoulder, gives a little falcon trill / coo.
It's a pigeon sound that comes out.
Yeah.
That was good.
It's a combination. And I assume you all are heading back to the meeting place?
Yeah.
Henry, with a coyote and a falcon at your side, you feel well protected and watched over as you make your way through the town. Team Sneak In, or whatever your cool name was, you find that indeed there was a distraction going on during all of this as you are making your way back. About 1 block up and a couple buildings down, you see a plume of smoke rising from one of the buildings.
It's really hard to pretend there's not a fire going on.
Just don't look.
And you can hear, shouting and see people quickly escaping the scene. Some are being accompanied by guards who are pointing them which way to go. When they see you, Kian, they kind of try to sweep you up into this flow of people just exiting the area. You see others running in with with water. Some magic users who are able to shape or control water themselves are rushing into the scene. And amongst this crowd, you don't see any signs of Finn, Leaf, or Mela, but you'll just have to hope they made it out.
Yeah.
Let me roll for that.
Oh my god.
If Finn doesn't make it out of his own fire, that's gonna be so fucking funny.
Listen, Finn would be like, fuck yeah.
The ultimate commitment to the bit.
As you all start to race your way over to your meeting place, you do indeed see Mela, Finn, and Leaf have reached your little patch of land maybe a few moments before you have. They're kind of, sweating and out of breath and give you all a exhausted thumbs up as you approach. You wait a little bit longer. You all know Henry had to walk further, but Marigold's able to talk to you. Marigold lets you know that Henry's approaching. And finally, shockingly successfully, could that be divine intervention? You all gather here. And that is where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Why was that so easy? I'm a little sad that we didn't speak to the devil, but at the same time,
I don't think this will be the last time.
no, yeah, that's kind of. I feel like maybe it would have been an easy, quick conversation. However, it made sense to just fucking run.
That was so scary.
You know what? When something really scary like that happens, you just run.
Wait, I gotta finish the sentence.
Fear, dread.
Daddy, that was very cool.
That was so sexy.
I wish
Oh my god.
that I could investigate it more. However,
Yeah,
I am in flight response right now,
Pigeon behavior.
and I must go.
They rolled a natural 20, so.
Yeah.
There was, the dice were like,
What if?
what if?
When that wall's between you and me, that's the way it should always be. And I've been filling up the sea, mixing water in with salt. I've been filling up the sea, 'cause this was all your fault. When we stand on separate shores, I'll simmer just a little more. Always fighting over something these days, crying over nothing either way. You've been building up a railroad, laying rails and stakes and wood. You've been building up a railroad, like it'll do you any good. When that train is on the tracks, we can put all this at our backs.
You like growing things?
You might have to say that again because there were dice.
Pardon?
What the Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I do too. Always did. You want me to show you how?
Yes, please.
I'm sorry I said you didn't belong here.
It's all right. I'm still not sure I do belong here.
You do now. Look, I'll show you.